Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode of my vlogs. This time around we're going to Berlin and actually visiting the Wedding Ball weekend, which is a relatively new yarn festival in Berlin that the yarn shop Wollen Berlin is putting up for the second year. I arrived the day before the festival started, and so my friend Marcia and I went to Selfmade the day I arrived, which was Thursday, and we were looking at some of the fabric that they had on offer. I actually got something, so stay tuned until the end where I'll show my haul. I was also looking at some of the just tools and things that I might need for some of my upcoming projects. We also went to Brummibals, as that is something we always do when I visit. I love the vegan donuts and coffee that they offered. And then we walked around for a bit and got some biang biang noodles at Wencheng. And then the next morning we went to a cafe in the neighborhood, which is called Isla Cafe. I'll share my map of some of my favorite places in Berlin in the description box, and so you can have a look around if you're also coming to Berlin soon. I liked my almond croissant and of course my coffee, and just spending some time with my friend who I don't get to see that often. Hi guys, so I am in Berlin now, staying with a friend. She's just talking to me from the other room. So I'm going to Wedding Wall weekend for the first day today. Today's Friday. Yesterday we just spent the day, like the evening together, Marcy and I. There she is. And yeah, we had some wencheng. That is a relatively popular like hand pulled noodle dish kind of thing. It's really spicy, but it was really nice. And what did we do? We started a German Jewish series, Zweiflers, that we both heard great things about, and then we just sat and I was knitting and she was playing on her Switch. Right, so now I'm getting ready. We've already had breakfast. We went to Isla Cafe, just close to where she lives here in Neukölln. You can hear the birds probably outside violently chirping. Aggressively chirping, if you will. And yeah, I'm getting ready now. It's around 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'm relatively early, completely ready. Oops. This is what I'm wearing. It's my book culture t-shirt from New York, from the book culture shop, and my Esther jacket, and these are my no waist pants. So yeah, let's get ready and let's get going.
Struggling to think about all these simple plans. My large and heavy life lies in the tiny hand, and still I don't know how she carries it all. When time is just a tide, I'm way too deep inside. It pulls me in a chamber and turns off all the lights. Life is a gift and we all have to decide, but still I don't know how she managed it to get here. Still on my mind, though I was never such a thinker. Everything I say and everything I do is for her. I'm struggling to think about all these simple plans. My large and heavy life lies in a tiny hand, and still I don't know how she carries it home, and still I don't know how she managed
So this was my day 1 haul that you can see here now. And on day 2 in the morning, we actually went up our way to Maybach Ufer, where my friend suggested going to La Maison for breakfast. We had some really great grilled cheese and just a ham and cheese baguette, and also a croissant and oat milk cappuccinos. And I was doing some knitting before we went to a fabric market that was really close by. And so this marked the end of my trip to Berlin. On my last morning, I went to one of my favorite bakeries, Zeit für Brot in Berlin, to grab some breakfast, but also take something for my journey back. Hi guys, let's talk about my wedding wool weekend haul, or rather Berlin haul, because I've also got a few things that were not from the festival. I kind of just woke up. It's Monday morning. I mean, I've been awake for a couple of hours, but I'm still having my morning coffee. I'm just put my hair up, bare face, and some comfies. I need to get ready soon, but I'm working in the home office today. So I thought, because I really wanted to wash all these fabrics, before washing them, I wanted to show you. So let's get into them. Well, let's actually start with the yarn, since that's what's closest to me. I got some, well, I'm throwing it all over the place. Well, I got some Lene Muka, which is Lithuanian linen yarn, and it's practically the house yarn of Wollen Berlin. So this is 100% light fingering weight linen yarn, European linen yarn. And I went into the festival not really with a grand plan for shopping. As you might know, I've been to quite a few festivals these last 2 years. And for me, the main aspect for Wollen, the wedding wool weekend, was to meet friends, to be in my community, to meet an old friend. So I wasn't just there for the festival, I was also visiting my old friend who lives there. But I thought if I'm buying anything, I want to get something that is kind of local, something that I can only get there or that is more difficult to get elsewhere. And as you might know, also from past vlogs. So I've been to Berlin a couple of times. I also vlogged one of my trips there, I think last year, and I uploaded it to my YouTube. Well, Hannes is just bringing me over some breakfast, thank you. And I'll have that in a moment, but yeah, let's talk about the yarn. I thought if I'm getting anything, it has to be something local or special, something that I can only get there. And ideally, I'm only buying if I have a project in mind. With this, it was more so I hadn't bought it before, even if I had been to Berlin, because I think only it was my first year of getting into summer knits last year. So this is my second year, and I had bought summer yarns from them before, but since my Peacock tee was such a huge win in my books, I thought knitting with a bit more 100% hemp or 100% linen would be a good idea. Also, when I spent the first day with Kira and Joanna, two of my so far Instagram knitting friends and now real life knitting friends, Kira actually had also got this exact color. I hope you all agree that this would suit me really well. So yeah, this was one of the last pushes I needed to also get it. It was 45 euros for 6 skeins, so this will be held double, probably, like a light fingering weight will be held for it to create kind of more like a sport gauge, or rather DK gauge. So it actually says the gauge range is 30 to 20 stitches, so holding it single will create a 30 stitch gauge, and then holding it double 25, and then holding it triple 20. So you can do pretty much whatever you want with this yarn, which I think is cool. And yeah, I love that we got to inspire each other with our makes and with our purchases. Kira and Joanna actually both also tried on my Esther jacket, as my friend Julia had the week before. So we kind of coined it the sisterhood of the traveling Esther jacket. I'll put up some pictures of them wearing it. I think it's super nice to be able to try on something before knitting it, so I could tell them my adjustments and modifications I made, the size I made, the gauge I got, and so they'll be probably able to knit it a bit more relaxed and with the ease in mind that they kind of liked the way it looked on them when they were trying on mine. So yeah, Lino Muka. I don't have a concrete project plan for this. I'm thinking a relatively basic t-shirt. I might give the Tolster tee another go. I don't know if you remember, but I tried knitting a Tolster with a not very summery yarn before, and that was a mistake and I did not like it. But yeah, something simple. I really want something very easy to wear out of this. Kira's actually making a beautiful like lace yoke kutar tee by Sari Nordland, which I think is beautiful as well. But after making the Peacock tee, I feel a bit kind of lace yoked out, and because the palm tee didn't work as well for me. Yeah, possibly a kind of, yeah, basic t-shirt. So if you've got any basic DK t-shirt, like favorite t-shirts in mind, let me know. I'm thinking the Feels Right tee by Lily Kate Makes will be a good option, though I'll have to ask Lily what she thinks about making it in 100% linen. Otherwise, I could see myself, like I said, just making a Tolster, or possibly one of the new tanks by Petite Knit. the cloud tank, I think looks really nice, though I probably have a bit too much of the yarn then. But yeah, we'll see. I don't want to keep, like, I want to keep this relatively short. My breakfast is getting cold, so I'll try to be a bit more, be a bit faster. I also went to my friend Eula's booth. Eula is the owner and maker behind Woolen Twine, and I have knit with her yarn before. She actually told me that a person came up to the booth on that, I don't know if it was the festival in and of itself, but she told me that someone came up to the booth and showed her a picture of my Mudo and said that she wanted an exact, like, she wanted the exact yarn for that to also make a Mudo, which I thought was, it was just a wholesome moment to see kind of inspiration and yarn making, and I don't know, the community coming together to come up with a new project idea, which I love. I kind of had to get something from Eula's booth. I wasn't sure what I wanted to get, but since she told me that the Woodlands DK or Woodlands 4-ply, both of them weren't likely to come back, or were probably not coming back. It's 100% brown blue face Leicester, which I know is a yarn that I like to wear on my body. Sourced and spun in the UK. It's undyed, so she's kind of just reselling it through her shop, which is a bit of a shame. I've only ever tried her natural dyed yarn in my Mudo with like the contrast color once. So if I'm ever getting any, like if I'm getting any of her yarn next, I want to get some natural dyed again, because as much as I love the undyed, I think it's even more special if she kind of has natural dyed it, of course. But yeah, I got 3 skeins because that will come up to about around 720 meters, I think. Yeah, and that should be enough for a slipover for my size. I looked at the slipovers again. Kira inspired me because she was wearing her novice slipover, a slipover that I've had in my library for years. Obviously, it's the novice range from Petite Knit. So at the beginning, I tried to, and made some of that range, some patterns, and then progressed relatively fast. So I tried more difficult stuff, but I think this would look really nice in a plain 4-ply make, though I would have to hold a soft silk mohair with it. Eula actually showed me one of her, she'd made so many gauge swatches for this, which was fantastic, and she had used soft silk mohair in hazel to hold with this color, which I think worked really well. So the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair. So if I were to make the novice slipover, I would have to use another, like a mohair strand or a alpaca or whichever, but a lace strand with it to get gauge. But if I wanted to just use this, I could do the Friday slipover, I think, which is more of like a broken rib stitch, which I'm just doing right now. So I would have to get a few other projects in between, because I don't think I would want to knit them back to back. And yeah, it's a wonderful 2-ply, very plump yarn. The one thing I'm a bit scared of is this pilling relatively bad, but I also talked to Eula about it, and I guess that's what you get with, and that's what I'm always saying to customers at the shop as well, is if you want to have something really soft, you'll always risk it being more prone to pilling, whereas if you're knitting with something that is a lot less soft, you won't have something that is as comfortable on the skin, but it's a lot less likely to pill, which I guess, yeah, is something I say while working at the shop at least once a day. But yeah, it is true, and I don't really mind using my shaver. I'll link the kind of razor, like the electric shaving tool that I use on my knits. It's extremely inexpensive. It's great. You can get it at MediaMarkt in Germany. I think I got it as a gift, but it's only like, it's 15 euros, and I've had it for like 3 years, so I highly recommend it. But yeah, I said that I wanted to keep it short, but I guess, I don't know, my breakfast is getting cold. But yeah, I think it's a lovely, relatively neutral brown color. It's not like a color that makes my face shine. I'm actually not sure like the difference between these two. This is more so like a grayed down version, whereas this is like very, very warm and kind of like an ochre, golden, shiny thing. But yeah, I think both of them kind of suit me. I don't know. I liked it. I got it. I wanted to support the Making Stories booth where Eula was selling her yarn. And I've liked my experience knitting with her yarn before, and so I got it. All right, another thing I got from the Making Stories booth was this wool soap. It's kind of like a piece of soap, so this will be my first experience of trying out a solid soap instead of a liquid. This is the citronella scent, which I really loved. They also had a kind of like cedar one that I really liked, and the lavender, though I thought lavender was relatively easy to get in my Eucalan, the solid one I usually use. I'm doing this because I have like a pump on it. Well, I actually got this gifted by Hannah Lisa kindly because she took a picture of me wearing my Pernell by Natisea Peacock tee. As I mentioned, this was my outfit. And so because she used this picture for her Instagram, she asked me if I was interested in any of the soaps, and I had an eye on this one, and so she kindly gifted this to me kind of as a thank you for having someone actually model the Pernell, because she said that people sometimes would find it really difficult to imagine how the Pernell worked, which I think is fair. That was me before knitting with it. And so if you do want to get the Pernell, you know, we sell it at Strick Verliebt as well, but I know that Making Stories, so Hannah Lisa's online shop, has it, as well as I think another online shop that is called Alice im Wolleland, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to get the Pernell by Natisea in Germany from any of the online shops, I think these 3 shops offer it. And so if any of the colors are sold out in one of them, you could try out the other ones. That is my recommendation, because I think when I was looking at them, some colors were sold out in one place and others in others. And so, yeah, that would just work out fine. On the first day, actually, we also went to Selfmade. So I just wanted to quickly show you the things that I got there. Oh, one last thing I got from the Making Stories booth. Actually, on the first day I secured this. Let me open it up. I had promised a friend that I would bring her some Bubbles and Berries stitch markers. And these are these super cute sheep. I also have one of Oat's sets that I got at the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, the Woolly Gathering. I'm having my tongue twisted. And so when I showed her my mushroom stitch markers, she, as I was expecting, she really liked them because we do have a similar taste in these things. So I promised her that I would look out for a set for her, and I think she really liked the sheepy ones. I also got a few stickers. I got quite a few of these like cards where you can kind of learn more about the brands. I like to take them. I also talked to Spectacle Street. They were super nice. And yeah, I took them because I like to scrapbook. I have like a kind of like a picture journal that I put in my analog photography, and then some pictures that I get developed from my phone, and then also things like this and stickers. I also got this super cool card that I'm not sure if I'm gonna give that to anyone or if I'm gonna keep it for myself. And I also got one of the stickers. I wasn't sure at first because German isn't always the, I don't know, coolest language, and like coole Socke is more so something that kind of my mother's, like my parents' generation would say, and it's not really a cool saying in my books, but it was just, I don't know, like the way in which it was designed really captured me, and these colors are beautiful. It just really matches my water like tumbler, water bottle aesthetic, so I had to get it, even though I'm like, coole Socke is, oh my god, it's something like my, I don't know, my godmother or her husband would say, and it's not at all cool. So I don't know, maybe that makes it cool again. Like, I don't know if any German people watching can relate to this, but yeah, I just love the way in which this was designed. So yeah, I got a few cards and stickers, and I'm actually thinking that I might gift some of the stickers that I got. I also got one of the pride flags and Brummibel's donuts, so I think I know who I want to give that to. And yeah, moving on to self-made, I got some zippers. These were intended to be for a bag I want to make, the Florence bag. So I hope this one will suffice. The pattern said that I needed a 23 centimeter one, and I've got a 25 centimeter one. They only had like 20, 25, 30, 35, so not sure. And I also got this. I just wanted to have a few in stock for any kind of like project bags that I wanted to make, so I've got those. And then I got 2 bias bindings or bias tapes pre-made, just because I knew that for my next upcoming project, both of the yarns, both of the fabrics didn't really lend themselves to be cut into bias tape or bias binding. First of all, the one, because it's really like more of a muslin, I wasn't sure if that worked out. And so while I was looking at this, I thought that something like this would really work well. And this is going to be the side tie top by Steph Time, as I've mentioned before. I think that'll look super, super nice. And then also for this ruby vest that I'm planning, I got this one. I hope this will work out well. At the end of the day, I think I could also use this, so I could use it interchangeably, and they weren't too expensive. And this is both 5 meters, though this is 3 centimeters and this is 1.8 centimeter wide. So I'll see how they work out. I think it's a great opportunity to test out things like that, and then maybe share about it on my channel. And yeah, I'm looking forward to making these without having to make my own bias binding for once. And then I was looking at snap buttons for this. I couldn't find any that I liked. They weren't the right shade of metal. They only had like a dark gray and a light gray one, and or like a silver one, I guess. But I really would have liked to have like a bronze gold one, like a, I don't know, more so warm looking metal. And so I didn't get any of those. But I got some more fabric, and I'll show you next. At Self-Made, I actually got a almost 3 meters. It's more like a 2.75, which I think will be enough for some pants for me. And this is a wonderful khaki color. Like, it's a lot more greenish than my other pants that I just recently made, the no waist pants I made a couple of months ago. This is a lot more green. I was wearing them, which was fantastic, so I could kind of see that I wasn't getting the exact same kind of linen again. This is actually a linen viscose. It has 55 linen flax and then 45 viscose, and it's Ecotex certified. It is more sort of like a strong fabric. It's a bit thicker, so you can see kind of what I mean by that. And yeah, this is going to be some long pants. I'm actually getting a few pant patterns printed now. I'm going to send out the printing, how do you call that? To the printing company. I'll send out my my order today or tomorrow. And I'll see which ones I'm gonna make. I actually got the Pomona pants and the, what are they called? I've got a few pants kind of in my library, and I'll see which ones I make. And then going back to Holme Berlin, the store, I actually didn't get any yarn. I was looking at the yarn, I was taking some pictures, thinking about some new projects. But since I've got so much yarn for so many beautiful projects at home, I just didn't want to get any more. And I thought more so I'm gonna make sure that I've got another project planned whenever coming back to Berlin, and then I can buy the yarn at the shop, or I can always buy online. They have a great online shop too. So I was looking at some of the Finool by Rauma or the Fivel by Rauma for either a cardigan with the Fivel, though I've got like the Scottish, like 2 quantities of iron weight Scottish yarn to make cardigans with, so that wasn't something that I really needed. And the Finool I was looking at, I actually made Hannah's hat with the Finool, and I really liked working with that. And I was looking at that for possibly making a Paul Klee sweater. Paul Klee sweater is very high up on my wish list for some like color work making in the future. Though they also had Jamesons of Shetland or Jameson and Smith in stock. So I was also looking at that. And then, yeah, I think that's it. Like, I've been to Holme Berlin a couple of times, and I will always go back, but I didn't have any other projects in mind. I'm really satisfied and also saturated with yarn and project plans at this moment in time. So I only got 3 of the Gutermann threads, which were just in some of the colors that I thought I would use eventually, and kind of stock up on some thread. And now let me move on to my last thing that I wanted to talk about today, which are some fabrics that I got at the Maybach Ufer fabric market, I guess. I got 3 kinds of fabric. Let me first talk about this one. It was just a regular kind of like fabric market at Maybach Ufer. I was actually researching kind of like fabric stores before going to Berlin. And when I was there, actually one of my lovely viewers because I had heard really great things about some of the fabric markets in the Netherlands. And I was like, well, I'm not going to the Netherlands. We'll see if they got some in Berlin. And I saw this one, but I didn't look further into it. But then I was sitting knitting with some of you guys actually, and a few people that I had never met while I was waiting for my friends to arrive. And then Laura was her name. She really highly recommended this place to me, and so we went there the next day, which was fantastic, I guess. And so I got a few fabrics. This is difficult to show, but it's again, it's a relatively thick, but this time around 100% linen fabric. This is just 1 meter, which should be enough for another short pants for me. I quite like the look, but yeah, it's difficult to show. And then I got some woven fabrics, some woven fabric for a pillow cover. Which was also really nice. So let's talk prices of these. For the 2.75 meter, I paid 36 euros, and that is quite a bit of fabric. I paid 10 euros for this 1 meter of pure linen. And then I paid 12.50 for 50 centimeters per 140 meters for this, which will be enough for a relatively small cushion cover and like then some, maybe like a project bag. Again, I'm planning so many project bags. We'll see when and if I actually get to them. But yeah, this will be kind of like a cushion cover and this won't be too expensive. Lastly, I got 2 meters of this beautiful viscose. And I'll probably make a skirt out of it. But now I really have to go have my breakfast and get into home office mode. I'll share some of my reflections about the festival later on. And yeah, I hope you like this video so far. Unfortunately, I didn't have any more time to film this week before heading off to another yarny adventure with friends on the next weekend. So I thought I'd share my reflections on this weekend while sharing some of my favorite pictures of this weekend as well. It was fantastic to meet so many old and new friends, to just chat and squish yarn together. The event itself was really well organized and I'll be definitely coming back next year if I can. If you like this video format, please subscribe to the channel and check out my vlog playlist. I've actually been traveling to yarn festivals quite a bit in the last 2 years and there's a few more to come still. I hope you have a really wonderful week and happy knitting. Bye guys.